Did you know on this campus, Auburn University, and it holds true for most college campuses, 1 in 3 college students deals with food insecurity, meaning they're not sure where their next meal will come from. 1 in 3. For children, the numbers are 1 in 4. Hunger. It's serious. It's a real problem, but according to the Hunger Solutions Institute, it's a solvable problem. Welcome to In the Halls of Spidle, a segment where you learn of the good work happening in the College of Human Sciences. As you can see, we've taken it outdoors again, and our guest today is Dr. Alicia Powers, Managing Director of the Hunger Solutions Institute. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Let's back it up to the numbers I just said. 1 in 3 college students, 1 in 4 children dealing with food insecurity. These numbers should really tell all of us hunger is not just a problem in a third world country or even in a low-income neighborhood. It's everywhere, isn't it?
It is. Globally, if you look at the statistics, by 2030, more than 840 million people could be hungry. And if you translate that to the U.S., that's about 35 million people. And here in Alabama, about 750,000. But at Hunger Solutions Institute, we really like to put a face and a name to all of those numbers, because that's how we see each person that's hungry. So if you think about who is facing hunger on a daily basis, you think about the child who goes to school, not to learn, but to have breakfast and lunch. You think about the star athlete eating the after-school meals to be ready for the big game on Friday night. You think about the college student who just because of lack of food can't focus for the lecture that day, and so they miss class. You think about the single mom who opens a can of SpaghettiOs, splits it between her 2 children with nothing left for her. Or you think about your grandmother who has to make a choice between prescription drugs or food. And so while the numbers are very alarming and it is a serious problem, we always want people to put a face with the number as well.
Yes, and I know you've seen this over the past almost 2 years. COVID, the pandemic, intensified all of this and so many other problems. Let's back it up 10 years when the College of Human Sciences established the Hunger Solutions Institute to end hunger. That's a tall order, but you and other leaders in this fight, Alicia, truly believe that with education, empowerment, and partnership, we can do this. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so through the College of Human Sciences and the Alabama Agricultural Experiment Station here at Auburn, in 2012, they stood up and launched Hunger Solutions Institute. And it was a direct result of the many successes that the college had had in raising the student voice through universities fighting world hunger. So we built on that success with HSI, doing many more outreach initiatives, innovative initiatives in research, and then building into the education component with the minors. So while we started almost a decade ago, we have not stopped. We have continued to grow and expand.
Absolutely. Let's talk about your first outreach initiative in Hunger Solutions. It is in Child Hunger in Alabama, or ECHA, I guess for short.
Yes.
And this was just recognized, you and Dean Hubbard and Governor Ivey, other members of your team with the Hunger Solutions Institute, all on the field at an Auburn football game. So you hit the highlight reel. Congratulations.
Yes, that was very nice.
Really pinpointing the creation of a statewide county food guide that came about during this intensified need that I mentioned briefly during the pandemic. Tell us about this food guide.
Yeah. So the ECHA County Food Guides did originate as a direct result of the COVID-19 pandemic. So during quarantine, the team got together and just knew that we had to do something. And so as everyone knows, it was a time of great transition. There were more people who were looking for food that had never before in the past looked for food. Hours of operation were changing, days of operation were changing, procedures for grocery shopping were changing, and so we saw a specific need in communicating a very comprehensive, expansive, up-to-date guide. And so that's what the ECHA County Food Guides are. It's a map of the state of Alabama, clickable by county, more than 7,000 resources, representing a lot of volunteer hours. And what's really interesting is this was built through a partnership with Hunter College, in New York City, the Food Policy Center. So we continue to work with them as we expand and go deeper with what the food guide is able to do. But we also are working with them to develop a resource for other states and other municipalities to be able to develop something similar to what we've developed. So there is a bit of a running joke. If New York and Alabama can do it, everything in between can happen as well. So
I love it.
we're really excited about the county food guides, and are through the football game recognition and many other pieces of promotion are really trying to get that out into the hands of those who need it.
Yeah, and really great that what started here became a model for states everywhere.
Yes.
That's fabulous.
Yes.
Let's talk about two other initiatives in HSI, Hunger Solutions Institute, and that would be PUSH, Presidents Uniting to Stop Hunger, and then also UFWH, Universities Fighting World Hunger. This is all about partnership again and unity. Why is this consistency of knowledge and application so necessary in really solving hunger?
Yeah, so Hunger Solutions Institute is built on the philosophy that hunger is solvable, but only through the unification of all sectors and all disciplines of knowledge. And so through our efforts with PUSH and UFWH, we help to activate that philosophy on every college campus that we touch. So PUSH is focused on presidents of universities who sign a commitment statement to engage in the critical work of food and nutrition security. So we currently have more than 100 signatories from universities across almost 30 countries. So this is a global initiative. And the network of these leaders work to build both public and political will to end hunger. So not just doing work on their campus, but really stretching to all sectors, business sector, government sector, through their leadership capacity on campus. So that's kind of the grass tops effort, and we mirror that with the grassroots efforts, which was our grassroots effort to begin with through Universities Fighting World Hunger. So these are student chapters or student organizations on college campuses. We have more than 300 of those. Again, globally, we're across many countries. And those students work to raise awareness, take action, and advocate for change, all focused on food and nutrition security.
Okay, that brings us to something you mentioned quickly earlier, our Hunger Studies minor, one of only a few offered in the country. Educating students is a priority of the Hunger Solutions Institute, to have that education, that base, before they go running into the fight. Because so many times, especially young people, what can I do? I'm just going to run out there in the middle of it. Why is the education element so important first?
Yes, so true, so true. We do want to educate our students so that when they get into the workforce, whatever area or sector they're in, they can be a hunger advocate. And so again, the philosophy of HSI is that hunger is solvable if we pull all the academic disciplines together. And so the minor is focused on interdisciplinarity. So we anchor the minor with an introduction course and a capstone course that I get the benefit of teaching. And then in between are the interdisciplinary courses, and they're focused on building the knowledge, but also building leadership and advocacy skills and global citizenship. So the idea is that when an engineer graduates with a hunger minor, they can do their profession through a lens of hunger. When a crop scientist graduates with their degree, they can do their work through the lens of hunger. When an educator graduates, they can do their work through a lens of hunger. And so through that, kind of tentacles reaching across as many disciplines as possible, that's where we with HSI feel that the change will happen.
Right, and what you bring up here, this minor, Hunger Studies minor, is open to all students.
Absolutely,
here at Auburn University.
absolutely. And I will say, as the instructor of the course, particularly for the capstone, we enjoy having as many variety of disciplines as we can, because it really increases the richness of the discussion and activities.
Yes, okay, well, from educating students to involving presidents of universities all over the world, and also to engaging with the White House. Okay, just recently you have been really involved in congressional panels, White House panels. Soon you will be moderating another White House panel. What does this say about the work happening right here in the College of Human Sciences with the Hunger Solutions Institute And what have you learned during these panel
Wow.
discussions? It's all just happened here in the last few months.
It has.
Yes.
It has definitely been a whirlwind of a
Yes,
fall.
yes.
So we are anxious to take a deep breath, but
Mhm.
really, really captivating the moment right now. So with the COVID pandemic, with the calls for social justice across the U.S. Over recent years, with the energized generations coming, we have just truly embraced the opportunities because of the visionary leadership of our founders, because of the steadfast diligence of our current team. We were poised to kind of take a hold of these opportunities and run forward. But as you mentioned, it really reflects the depthness at which we've worked to create HSI and the work that we are doing. So we've been excited to have been highlighted, but are definitely poised to continue to stay on the forefront of the innovation and of the conversation.
Right. Well, from discussions and being on panels, the past few months have also been very active with gifts coming into the Hunger Solutions Institute. Tell us about some of the recent gifts and how this will affect your efforts.
Wow, yes.
Yeah.
2020 and 2021 have truly been gems for HSI. Not only was our work more pivotal, but it was more recognized from the philanthropic sector too. So it started in 2020. We were able to receive a gift from ECMC Foundation for our college student hunger work. Almost just a bit over $500,000 to work with 10 four-year universities here in the state. That expanded this year through another gift from Akigo Foundation to increase the number of four-year universities to 12, but then also to bring on 13 community colleges. So building the capacity of 25 colleges and universities here in the state to address college student hunger. We had a really successful Tiger Giving Day effort where we were able to buy mobile devices and services in order to take brick and mortar grocery stores where they cannot exist financially. And so working with a local independent grocer and the senior center in Hurtsboro here locally to see what's the threshold for making that healthy food hotspots work. And looking forward to scaling that as we learn more about what works and what doesn't. Just this summer, we received an internal grant through the Vice President's Office for Research and Economic Development, one of two Creative Works and Social Impact Scholarships. HSI was awarded. It's a collaboration across many colleges and departments where we'll launch a community clinical pediatric initiative. So it embraces not just what's happening on campus, but the local healthcare sector to address children's health in a very comprehensive and holistic way. So that was fortunate, and we have a pretty big announcement coming soon, a bit later this fall, that has the potential to reach almost every corner of the state. So in addition to the conversations and discussions, the innovative activities to really influence food and nutrition security here in the state and beyond is fast moving as well.
We are so excited about everything you already mentioned underway and what's yet to come. So stay tuned for that announcement. It will be a big one. So other than these gifts, financial giving is always helpful to support the work underway. What can somebody do who's listening? Because we hear the numbers, you often see the images, and it breaks your heart. How can they get involved in this fight to solve hunger?
Yeah, sure. We are always encouraging others to get involved. No matter your age or stage, you have a role to play. So the first thing that we encourage people to do is raise awareness. So you've heard the facts here today. You've seen the picture painted for you. So do that for others. So raise awareness in whatever sector or area that you work in. Take action. There's plenty of opportunity to volunteer. There's plenty of opportunity to provide your treasures. So time, talent, and treasures, find a way to utilize those. organizing food drives. Beat Bama food drives going on right now on
Right.
Auburn's campus and Alabama's campus.
I like how your volume went down. We understand.
Yes. So if you're an Auburn alum, help us out this year.
Right.
There's local food pantries and food banks in every community.
Mm-hmm.
There's soup kitchens, community gardens, your own garden you can donate. Local foods is a great way to get involved in the solution. So there's so many activities that individuals can take action and then advocate.
Mm-hmm.
We can't stop at raising awareness and taking action. We have to advocate for changes that will eliminate hunger and not just address it across the short term.
Yes, well, Dr. Alicia Powers, thank you so much for your time, and even more than that, the passion you throw into your work here in the College of Human Sciences. And thank you all for tuning in, and again, for any information about solving hunger, how to get involved, go to the web address you see here on the bottom of the screen. And for those of you listening through the podcast, that address is aub.ie. That's Aubie, our national champion mascot here at Auburn University, aub.ie/human sciences. Okay, and you can find the resources that Alicia just mentioned. And if you're a student, you can find resources to help you right now if you are wondering where your next meal might come from. If you're on a college campus and you're not sure you have those resources, start something, as you heard Alicia say as well. But above all, thank you for taking the time to listen, to advocate, and take action, and for tuning in here to In the Halls of Spidle. We'll be with you again in another month with more news on the good work happening here in the College of Human Sciences. Until then, take care.